In this video, we're going to take a look at how to create custom materials within Revit, and we're going to look at how to apply specifically paint to our walls as we do that. So in this file, I'm going to go through and I'm going to click on the home button. This is the home design that I'm going to use as a demonstration. Within the properties palette, I'm going to scroll down and I want to find visibility graphics. So let me go ahead and hide the ceilings. Let me go ahead and hide the roof. And I'm going to say OK. And that'll hide those. Now, one tool is that as I'm going to focus on this kitchen wall, just as an example. And as I try to rotate this around, you're going to notice it's kind of like there's always something kind of in the way as I'm trying to look at it really well. So there's a little tool in here that's going to be very helpful. In the properties palette, if I scroll down, it's called a section box. If I check it, it creates a box around my structure. If I select the outline of the box, I can actually grab these arrow grips and drag inward, and you can see it's going to create a section view there for me. So I can kind of get rid of that. This looks pretty good. If I wanted to drag up, get rid of some of the foundation, and there, if I select off of it, now I can focus a little bit more on one specific area of my home. So like here I've got a little living room and I have a little dining room. So I'm going to focus on painting this wall that I have right there. Alright, so in order to do that, I'm going to click on the Manage tab, or I'm already on the Manage tab here, and I'm going to go to Materials. With that, I'm going to go through and I'm going to create a new material. This one, under the Identity tab, I'm going to change this to say Paint dash red. Maybe I want a red color for that. I'm going to change the classification to paint. And I'm going to click on the Graphics tab. I'm going to say Use Render Appearance. And under the Appearance tab, I'm going to change this over to a red color. So either I can choose from the basic colors that are here, or I could go through and I can drag this little, there's a little kind of crosshair here, and I can actually change what color that I want it to be. So I do want it to be a red, and then on the right side I can drag kind of the color that I would like to go through and have a little bit more. So like here, I may go a little bit deeper, darker kind of red. Okay, and this will be the new color that you see down here in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And then there's the color, what it looks like, and I'm going to go ahead and say Apply. And then I'll say OK. Now in order to apply this, I'm going to click on the Modify tab. Underneath the Geometry panel, I'm going to find Paint. Now there's two options. Either you have Paint or Remove Paint. So I'm going to choose the Paint option. Here is the paint colors. I'm going to choose the red. Go over here and I'm going to select the wall. And that's going to go through and apply the color that I want to that particular wall. Okay, so maybe I go through and also do it to this wall as well. Looks like there's a little bit of some of that wall there that needs it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close once I've applied the paint, and I'm going to cancel to get off the tool. But here's the thing. Maybe I want to go through and I don't want this entire wall. Maybe I want the living room to be a different color than the kitchen. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit the drop down on next to paint, and I'm going to choose Remove Paint, and I'll click on the wall. So that'll remove the paint that I have set there. I'm going to go back to the Manage tab, go to Materials. Maybe I want to choose a different color. So I'm going to go ahead and say Create New Material. Same kind of process. Paint. And maybe I want to create like a gray color. Classification will be Paint. Graphics, I'm going to use the Render Appearance. Click on the Appearance tab. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to maybe a gray, maybe a dark gray kind of color like this. Like that. And I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And then I'm going to say OK. So now, what I want to do, go back to my Modify tab. I'm going to use something called Split Face. So Split Face shows up right above Paint. When I select it, it's going to change over. It's going to be a sketch base element once I select the wall. Then I can go through and I can draw a line. So maybe I want to zoom in here, and on the corner of my countertop, maybe I want to go through and have that be my separation point. So I'm going to draw a line straight up. You'll see an outline in orange of the wall. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to right click and say cancel. I'm going to say cancel again to stop drawing lines. But I can select this line and maybe I want to take it all the way down till it meets the bottom of the wall represented by the orange line there. I'm going to go ahead and hit the green check mark. Now I've got a room separation. When I apply my paint, let me apply my red to the kitchen. And now I'm going to apply my gray to the living room, which probably doesn't look very good right now, but I also need to change over to the realistic setting to really make this look really good. So right now I'm in shaded. It may take a second to process, which is what it's doing for me. Okay, so now we are in realistic setting. So there's what the colors look like. I'm going to go ahead and cancel, get off the material. That allows us to go through and separate rooms and to create separate materials. And this is the process you would do to go through and paint walls and split faces for separate rooms if you need it.